Welcome to Take Me to the Rivers YouTube channel. Come often, subscribe, tell your friends. I'm producer, director Martin Shore, and we have so many exciting things to share with you in the year of 2022. Next up, very exciting news to tell you. Our new single will be dropping this Friday, January 28th. Stompin Ground. Aaron Neville featuring Ivan Neville, Ian Neville, Charles Neville, George Porter Jr., and the Dirty Dozen Brass Band. Right now, enjoy some of these exclusive behind-the-scenes moments and an interview with Ivan and Aaron Neville.
Kim, how you doing, bro? How you doing, bro? All right.
You got some rest too, huh?
Yeah, you know, I just look good like that. That's all.
What's up, man? How you doing, man? All right. Hey, tell me something. You might know because you're also an actor. Did Mickey Rourke decide to look like you in his later years?
I don't know.
You know, that's to me. That's every time I see Mickey Rourke. Every time I see him, I say, damn, because he went and got plastic surgery to look like you.
He would sit at the piano and play stuff, and he had a way about playing that funky knuckle kind of thing. Where he was, because then my mom's and his friend James Booker would come by the house, and he would play piano. And he would show up every several months, about two, 3 times a year. He would show up at the house and play the piano. And maybe it was more often than that at times, but that's what it seemed like. Maybe every 6 months, James Booker would show up and would come and play our piano. And he would play like stuff I had never imagined anybody playing on the piano. He would play some classical mixed with some boogie-woogie, with some swamp, bluesy, whatever, and I was impressed by that. And then my dad, he played some stuff, and he played more simple stuff, but it had some funk little thing to it. And he showed me like Cabbage Alley, which was Art's, which was one of Art's tunes on one of the Meters records, Cabbage Alley. What's those? George. What are those called? The other two? What is that? D? What is it?
C, B, 5, 4.
CBA, right?
CBA.
What?
All like major.
CBA.
That's it.
There's something about Benny and the Jets made you want to play the piano. Remember that song?
I maybe said that one time. You know what? I started listening. I listened to all kinds of stuff, and that was back being a kid of the '70s. You listen to that's what was on the radio, and yeah, that song hit me a little bit because that was this guy Elton John. He crossed over to black radio. Benny and the Jets crossed. He was on Soul Train, which was totally insane. Benny, and so was David Bowie with Fame. But so music that's the way, and then being around these guys, it was something else. And so I started I was in love with music from the get-go. As a small child, I loved listening to stuff. I loved looking at those records. They had a lot of 45s and all them specialty records and all them Larry Williams records. As a kid, you would have you probably had a little phonograph, one of them little school record players that played 45s and whatnot. If you had to put the little disc in the middle of the record and play it.
What's happening, baby? How you doing? Good to see you.
All the musicians were, as we were growing up, and our cats playing music, making records, having hit records, but they all kept their day job because you worked for a living. You played music for something else, for the connection with the spirit. And you don't worry about, am I going to be making enough money doing this to make a living? No, I got my job, but I'm going to do this because this is what I want to do. This is my passion. This is my life. And I think that's the unique thing, because I played with musicians. I lived in New York for 10 years, played with cats there, played everywhere, and this is the only place where a guy can have a gig, get a gig, and then call some cats to come and show up and play the gig. No rehearsal, no nothing except, yeah, we got a gig tomorrow night. Can you make it? Yeah. No questions about what we're going to do, how we're going to just show up and play the gig.
And what's your last line that you say in the shout out?
Where you at, Jack?
Okay.
I mean,
But before the chorus, though.
Oh.
Okay, Horn Man. So when Horn
Horn
Man comes,
Man, Jabby is a cool.
Okay, when Horn Man comes, I'm gonna know
Yeah.
how to cue it. So we're gonna add 8 bars. So that's gonna be this now. Okay, so that's just gonna be just over the groove, basically like the intro, but with you guys playing over it, and then we're gonna add that da 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 da, and it's gonna come back into him. So actually, after the third chorus, we're gonna be da 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 ba ba da ba da ba ba da. Then you guys trade back and forth for 8 bars, and then I'll cue the da 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 ba ba da, and we go to the shout outs. All right, we got it. One more time. That tempo's right though. That feels good.
Crash, should I wait till at least after the lick, or should I come right up? I should wait till after the lick.
Yeah,
I should wait till the lick. I shouldn't do anything.
Well,
I remember my first paying gig
What was that?
was with you. Me, you, and Jolly.
Oh, wow.
We played for one of them house parties.
Okay.
The people that, I think that was the Tips people. I was Hank and them. The people that opened that opened Tips turned it into the Tipatinas. It was the 501 Club.
Right.
And a bunch of those, they were kind of hippie-ish, kind of. The founders of the Tips,
hippies,
and they would have these parties in these basements. And I think basement uptown. Yeah, I remember that stuff. And he had a gig. I guess I'm assuming that the amount of money you got, I was guessing that it might have been like about $600 they might have paid you. Maybe it was more than that. But I think you took 3, you gave me 1, and you gave Jolly 2. That's kind of what I imagined.
I have no recollection of that whatsoever.
No, I made $100. I made $100 the first time I'm paid gig. And
guess what? My first gig, I made $7 a night.
So I made $100.
You made more than me.
No, but then later on, I ended up playing. I played for Lucky at Lucky's Club. I made $6.
Yeah, back in them days, you had to do it because you loved it. It wasn't about the money.
Back on my stomping ground. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Y'all sound good.
All around, stay down. That's all I can say.
Thank you. Thank y'all.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. I go to movies and see Roy Rogers and Gene Autry and them guys, the Sons of the Pioneers, and the doo-woppers. The doo-woppers just fascinated me, like Clyde McFadden, Sonny Till and the Oreos, and the Clovers, the Flamingos, Pookie Hudson and the Spaniels, So I can do all of the parts, like the bass part, the harmony, but not at one time yet. I'm working on that.
Let me know when you got it.
Yeah.
Put me on the phone when you got it. Yeah, we would love to do something with you. Welcome back to the Take Me to the River YouTube channel. I'm Martin Shore, producer-director of Take Me to the River, and I hope you enjoyed those exclusive behind-the-scenes look at recording Stompin Ground with Aaron Neville. We certainly had an amazing time, and what a blast it was recording Aaron, Ivan, Ian, Charles Neville, George Porter Jr., and the Dirty Dozen Brass Band. The single will be released this Friday, January 28th. Please download or stream, like the YouTube channel, subscribe, and do whatever you can to support the music from New Orleans and the artists from New Orleans. We have lots to share in the upcoming weeks, more exclusives, and more incredible performances. and more singles as we go through the year in the lead up to the film Take Me to the River NOLA. Until then,
I was born in the southern land. That's where I became a man. My roots was down in New Orleans. The birth of jazz and the voodoo queen. From the heart of Louisiana, Marie Laveau and Mojo